Ready? Well, hey folks, Fat Guy Flies RC, good morning. We're out here at Lake Easy. We're going to take up the AVIOS Albatross version 2. Now I've actually flown this plane many times off the land, but this is actually the first time I've ever flown it off of water.
Motor is on, it will cut you.
Now I could have done differential throttle, but I didn't. Instead I have the working water rudder. Let me get her out there, then I'll come out to the dock.
Props are secured.
Alrighty, I'm running a 4000 HRB 4S, and like I said, this is the first time I've ever flown this plane off the water. I've flown it off land many a times. Okay, it does also have...
Stop, put in park. Now back up.
It does have reverse thrust, but you have to stop it and get it going again. All right. Right, left, down, right, left. Okay. All right, this is the first time on the water. So,
timer reset.
This is the water maiden. Definitely needs some down trim. Need some right aileron. Technically this is the maiden because it's got a new wing, new receiver, and the first time on water.
4 minutes.
But flying pretty good.
Landing flaps. Flaps up.
Definitely won't be using flaps. Alright, let's get ourselves a nice low flow-by, or a nice lower flyby. Alright, now let's practice some landings. A little bit different of an animal than the PBY. Whoa. Alright. Get her turned around here. Like I said, it does have a working water rudder. Alright. Alright.
Time remaining 3 minutes.
And I will say it gets on step a little bit faster than the PBY as far as the water, getting up on the water. but not bad for a water maiden. Also new props. I'm coming a little too hot there.
Time remaining 2 minutes.
A little bit better of a landing. Whoa. I think I did the same thing last time. Okay, never mind. Well, we're having a hard time now.
One minute.
We're having some steering issues. Yeah. Let me check something out real quick. I want to try one thing real quick.
Take off flaps.
Nope. Okay. I definitely got something going on.
Flaps up.
Or my batteries got moved. Well, we'll figure it out. Okay. Well, folks, let's go check the battery, and we'll gotta go get some breakfast. You know what?
Stop. Put in park. Now back up.
Uh-oh.
Mode.
Never mind.
Props are secured.
Okay, throttle cut is on. Let me see if I can figure out what's going on before we call it quits. Actually, let me get her over here. A little bit better of an area.
Motor is on. It will cut you. Props are secured.
All right. Don't really have any water in here, so that's good. Check the battery out. Still got plenty of battery, still got 50% on the battery. I'll pull the battery forward just a touch more. Okay. Nothing wrong with that float, nothing wrong with that float. I think we're okay. Let's try it again. I think I'll just stay down here though.
Motor is on. It will cut you.
All right.
Take off flaps. Seconds. Flaps up. Seconds. Timer expired.
There we go. Could have been more perfect. I knew I could get a redemption there somewhere.
Props are secured.
All right. Now that's how you're supposed to take off and land. All right, props are secure. Throttle cuts on. Get a final report on the battery. %, so that's perfect. Go ahead and take that battery out of there. All right. All right, well folks, there you go. That is the AVIOS Albatros version 2, made by Grumman, the actual plane. Grumman HU-18 or HU-16, I can't remember now. But there you go, folks. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you back in the man cave. We'll go over the flight, and we'll see you later. God bless y'all. See you later. Well, hey folks, Fat Guy Flies RC coming to you from the Fat Guy Flies RC studio, and this from Hobby King is the AVIOS Albatros version 2. Now, this I actually purchased when it was first released, when this version 2 was first released, what, 3 or 4 years ago, and flew the dog mess out of it down at the field, but I never flew it off of water. Now, here about 3 weeks ago, well, about a month ago, I decided I wasn't filming anything. I went across the street and I figured, well, I've flown this plane back and forth many times. I know how to fly it, but I'll just take it out on the water myself without filming or having anybody there. Well, didn't really have good control on the water, didn't take into consideration this actually is a harder plane to learn how to fly off of water with, and never got off the surface of the water and went right into a bird. My neighbor across the street has about 25-30 feet out, he's got a pole that comes out of the water with a bird nest on it, a bird box on it, and birdhouse. I went right into it. I was almost on deck, getting ready to take off, never made off the thing, and went right into it and absolutely destroyed the nacelles. And it hit, well, I can just show you. I've got the piece right here. Hit right in this area here, cracked it all the way through, as you can see, and broke this prop. Actually, I guess it was this prop over here. And the wing came in this way, and the prop ate into the front of the canopy here, destroyed that prop, broke that wing, but all the electronics in the outer wing halves were fine, okay, and nothing wrong with the fuselage. So basically, all I needed was a new center section, okay. I lost one of the caps. It's still floating in the lake, can't get it. These little caps that are on top of here, okay. All right, so took everything out, ordered this. I think this was like 50 bucks, I think, maybe 45. Well, anyways, and this came in the mail. Also got a new set of props. Now the props that come with this have the yellow tips. This is the same. In case you want to order this plane and you can't find props, see if he's got the props for the King Twin, because they're the exact same props. And they're both counter-rotating. So that's what I did. And they're the exact same props. And I'm sorry, but I think the white tips make more sense, look better on this. That may be the originals. But anyways, so I put those on there and they work just fine. This is no good now. Installed all that a couple of nights ago. Got her ready to maiden. This has the working water rudder already installed, so I don't need differential thrust. I just need reverse, because that is very helpful with a water plane in case you get into some weeds, and that's what I've got. Now, same thing, make sure you got a throttle cut because you're really close. If you put a 4000 in right where I've got it, 4000, I need to move that strap, but if you put a 4000 right there, you'll get CG. And let me go ahead and, I think I've got CG written on the bottom of the wings. I'm not sure. I hope I do. No, I don't. But I just remember that she seemed to CG pretty good, about a finger length and a half, or about 3 inches in for the leading edge. And she CGs pretty good right there. Okay? About 2.5, about 1.5 inches to 2.5 inches in. See? Basically right there. Right about there. So you put your finger right there, right about where that wing spar would be. And she CG's pretty good right there. All right, let's talk about simple plane as far as the rest of it goes. I did not use flaps this morning. I started to, so I don't know what that was. I don't have flaps set up yet. But I just have them on. So I'm not going to share the rates with you because I don't have the rates set up or working. Okay, I didn't use them this morning. But the rates that I flew in, 100% on ailerons, 30% expo. Elevator, 100%, 30% expo. And rudder, 125 with 40% expo. And mainly the 125 is for making that water rudder more effective. I mean, that's a big honking rudder that you, but as far as actual flying rudder, but I want that water rudder to be very effective. So that's why I got extra expo, because it's such a big rudder. Like I said, I'm not going to share flap settings with you because I know I don't have a mix. I never used a mix, but I wasn't really paying attention to how effective the flaps worked this morning. So I don't even remember if I even used them. So I'm not going to worry about that until I know for sure what flap settings work, I don't want to share them with you. Okay, I mean, I just, you know, if I can't prove it, why share it? The rest of the settings were just fine. Having that battery there gave me good CG with a 4000. Okay. I did learn with this plane, unlike the Catalina, which you can't see hanging up there, the Catalina comes in nice and level, settles in nice and pretty. This one, however, as y'all saw some of my landings, you got to bring her in with some speed and let her kind of skim off the water, touching the water. Let that drag rudder or that rudder kind of pull you into the thing, but into the water, and just kind of ease into it. But keep up your speed and let her slowly settle in, because otherwise she'll flip around on you real quick. It's the moment these pontoons hook up with the water, she's going to spin. Now, everything on the plane, minus the receiver and the battery, are all waterproof. Now, having said that, I put my receiver, just like I did with the Catalina, up underneath it. It's got a 7-channel Limit RX, no stabilization whatsoever. Up underneath, it's out, you can't see it, up underneath there, that way it's out of the water. And the way the batteries are, they kind of sit up, and there's a channel underneath where any water gets there would go underneath the battery. So you really don't have to worry about that getting wet. Has an XT60 connector. If you do find yourself getting a lot of moisture in there, just put you a piece of paper towel in there and just swap it out each time. Okay? All right, we're talking about rates. Like I said, I'm sorry, I don't really have the CG in my head. I just know it's about 1.5 inches in, about where that wing spar is, and she CG is just fine where I've got that battery. Okay? I do have thrust reverse, but I do not have a differential. Okay, all I have to do, now, with this particular thrust reversing, this is not instant thrust reverse. You have to come to a complete stop. Okay, so
Motor is on, it will cut you.
Okay, motor's on. I have to come to a complete stop.
Stop, put in park. Now back up.
And now it's hit me in the face now. Okay,
Cruise mode.
back to cruise mode. Now it's going towards you. Okay, so you have to come to a complete stop. These are the older ESCs with reverse thrust, so you have to come to a complete stop, put it in park, and then in reverse. And I had that on a momentary
Stop,
switch.
put in park. Now back up.
That's why I gave that audio prompt
Cruise mode.
to remind me,
Stop, put in park. Now back up.
and then I can put reverse thrust in. Okay,
Cruise mode.
and then I'll let go. It goes back to forward thrust. That's why I call that cruise mode. That's the advantage of audio callouts. You can make them all custom fit by typing it in what you want, so that you can remind you what you specifically need.
Props are secured.
Okay, now the props don't work. Okay. Well, anyways, there you go. Like I say, simple rates. I got extra on the rudder because of the water rudder. She takes off easier than the PBY Cat, but landing is a little more difficult. Okay, the PBY sits in the water, physically sits down in the water more, and you have to get it up to speed using full up elevator. You don't really have to use full up elevator with this one to get up on step. Okay, so you'll see that in the video. But there you go. We had a good time flying it. I realized this one takes a little more getting used to. I think I need a lot of right aileron, if I remember right, to get her trimmed, but I had just set these wings up. I really hadn't worked all that out, and I had a chance to go fly and had to go take advantage of it. So my life is a little chaotic when it comes to all this. I don't always have time to do the things I need to do to get things ready. I did give her a clear coat, and I put a piece of clear tape over my damage here. I would have a new canopy on here, but they're out of stock, and unfortunately this is a specific, this isn't like props or something I can find an equivalent for. I have to find a canopy, so I got a request into Hobby King to when this is back in stock, let me know and I'll buy it. It's like $13. So, all right, well there you go. That is the this is the Avios Albatross version 2. Got nav lights, a blinker on top. It's got a water rudder. It's already installed. You don't have to install it. And it's just a good flying plane. Right now it's discontinued. Here it is, I think the 28th or 29th of June, 25. it's not discontinued, it's just out of stock, but it's a popular plane, and I'm hoping that just because they have the Catalina that they're not going to discontinue this. But hopefully they'll bring it back, because this is it's got a great presence in the air. It's very, very scale. It's just like the PBY. It's got plenty of power. You can take off on snow, land, wet grass, dry grass. Got plastic on the very front here, plastic cone here. The wings are removable with a wing spar, 2 bolts, and 2 connections. So, kind of, you know, not that big of a deal. And the pontoons just bolt in from the top if you want to remove them. So, say you're only going to fly off land, you can take those off if you like. So, all right, well, there you go. Folks, thank you for watching. This is Fat Guy Flies RC, Hobby King. Thank you for the opportunity to review planes for you. I'm really enjoying it, even though this one is my own purchase. It doesn't matter. There'll be a link in the description of the video to get, and you can go and get all the information about the plane. I'll have the CG listed. Also a purchase link, but understand, like I say, it's out of stock right now. So, all right, God bless y'all. Y'all have a good, and God is good. And don't forget, faith, family, and friends, and then really cool water planes. Bye, y'all.